Dude, did you feed Toby this morning?
No. He's hilarious, though. He's been sitting there for like 10 minutes like that.
He's eating in the chair. Toby, I'll get you a biscuit. Now you gotta stop. We're live. Are we live?
We're live.
We're live, okay. Guitar Junkies, what's up? It's Brendan and Mike from Heartbreaker Guitars Las Vegas inside the Heartbreaker showroom. And Mike, dude, have I got a treat for you today.
All right, let's do it, man. What are we going to be talking about today, actually?
Well, funny you should ask. Brazilian Rosewood, my friend. Brazilian Rosewood. What the hell is the big deal about Brazilian Rosewood? Everybody wants it. Nobody can afford it. Everybody's clamoring for it.
Right.
It's like the holy grail of tone wood, Mike. And I'm telling you, man, the people, they can't get enough of Brazilian rosewood. So today we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna go over like the tonal characteristics of it.
Okay.
We're gonna focus on 3 builders that offer Brazilian rosewood. Actually, most builders offer some sort of Brazilian rosewood, but we're going to focus on today Bourgeois guitars, Dana Bourgeois. We're going to look at some George Lowden Brazilian rosewood, and we're even going to take a look at an electric, a Rick Turner Brazilian rosewood.
So the top of the top.
Yeah, so we're going to look at them, and we're going to show our guitar friends out there what Brazilian rosewood sounds like, a little bit of the history of it, why it's so expensive, and why it sounds so incredible. Because the bottom line is, in my opinion, it's worth all the hype, dude. Brazilian rosewood. It's my favorite tone wood.
Right.
It's amazing.
I love it, man.
So what do you say we jump right in, man?
I'm down, dude.
Let's do
man.
it.
Let's rock and roll.
All right. Okay, so Mike, we're going to start off with Lowden Guitars, okay? There are not many Brazilian rosewood Lowdens out there, okay? We just got this one in your hand, and damn is it sexy.
That's so dope, man.
Dude, that is a sinker redwood top over. Let's get a look at that Brazilian rosewood. You got some sapwood on the sides there. Oh, it is just luscious. Look at that thing.
It's crazy, man. And I love the added touch with the bevel they got going on here.
Yeah, and the abalone binding ain't bad either, is it?
So rad, man.
All right, you're sitting down. Good.
So wicked.
$17,000 for that bad boy.
Man.
$17,000. And it's got that messed up plastic thing on the front like that.
Dude, that's a static cling pick guard.
I don't care what it is. If I pay $17,000, it's coming with a maid to keep it clean.
Vic, cool it, man. Just stick to the camera work, okay?
I got a Brazilian rosewood at Guitar Center that was $400. $400.
$400 for Brazilian rosewood.
At Guitar Center. Yep.
I think you got taken, dude.
No, that Guitar Center does not.
Okay, let's move on. All right, so Mike's got the George Lowden Brazilian Rosewood Sinker Redwood F50. I've got in my hands also an F50. This one is Sinker Redwood, not quite as dramatic as the other one, but this one is an Indian Rosewood. So what we wanted to do with the Lowdens is we want to give him a little A, B, a little compare contrast between the Brazilian Rosewood and the Indian Rosewood.
Right.
Indian Rosewood, Mike, as you know, is a really popular tone wood. It's plentiful, it's inexpensive, it's reliable, it's a great sounding wood. Not quite the brilliance of Brazilian rosewood, but let's give them a try side by side and just see how they compare.
Yeah, man. Hey, go ahead. Hit it off, dude.
Okay, so I'll just play a couple chords. So if I do like a G, C, D, still got pretty good sustain though. Let's hear that one. Right away, I hear the brilliance of the Brazilian rosewood. It's still got, the bass is still present and rich, but it just doesn't sound, the Indian rosewood just doesn't sound as sparkly as the Indian rose, or the
Say that 3 times fast.
Sparkly. Okay, the Indian rosewood just doesn't have the sparkle that the Brazilian rosewood has. Agreed. Up.
It has something with sparkle.
Sparkly. Okay, let's try it again.
Okay.
Still sounds good. Still sounds
great,
clear.
man. Yeah.
But to me, it jumps right out of the sound hole, man. That guitar is alive. It's got that classic sparkly tone. It's brilliant. It's bright. It's glassy. It sounds incredible. Agreed?
I 100% agree.
One more time. Let's just do. Yeah, there it is. Company. What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Bob Seger?
Bob Seger. Did you say Bob Seger? Paul Rogers.
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker.
Yeah, Paul Walker.
No, that's the race car.
Man, we totally that one up.
Yeah.
I feel like making love.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That
right?
sound like Motley Crue singing Bad Company.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. So, Mike, what do you think? Indian Rosewood versus Brazilian. Do you hear what I hear?
You said it's sparkly, so I definitely
It's
hear the sparkly.
It's so sparkly.
I can't get sparkly out of my mind now.
Okay, we got the sparkle. Why is it so freaking expensive?
Yeah, that was my next question.
Okay. Like, for example, this guitar is about half the price of that one, okay? Both George Lowden's F50, handmade in Downpatrick, Ireland. Amazing guitars. But the Brazilian Rosewood, for one, it's illegal to harvest Brazilian Rosewood. Ever since the CITES Act in 1992, you can no longer harvest Brazilian Rosewood. So whatever's out there is out there. And as that inventory dwindles, the price just keeps going
Skyrocketing
up,
for sure.
up. Right. The same thing's actually happening to Koa right now. It just keeps getting higher and higher.
So yeah, I mean, like, is this like one of one, or have they made more in production of these? I mean,
well, good question, Mike. Okay, George Lowden has made more than one. I'm not sure exactly how many he's made over the years, but there's not a lot. If you search the internet right now for an F50 Brazilian Rosewood by George Lowden, you'll probably find 2 or 3. I mean, there's just not a lot out there.
Right.
That's just one builder, though. Other builders use Brazilian Rosewood. The point is, though, is that as it becomes less and less plentiful, the price, it's just simple supply and demand. The price just keeps going up.
Yep.
Now, why was it so sought after as a tone wood since the early days of lutherie? There's a number of reasons. I mean, if you recall some of the classic guitars, some of the most iconic guitars ever built, you know, the 59 Les Paul, the 62 Strats, their fingerboards were actually made out of Brazilian rosewood. And back in the day, Brazilian rosewood was plentiful. It was, you know, there was tons of it out there. Everybody was using it. It sounded good. It looks beautiful. It kind of looks like Indian rosewood, except it's got more striking, dramatic figure. Usually there's discoloration between dark brown and light brown, but you can see this one is kind of a subtle look, but still, I mean, it's quite beautiful. With Indian rosewood, you often get kind of those plain Jane looking vertical lines.
Right.
It's very consistent. Brazilian rosewood, in terms of appearance, isn't quite as consistent looking, but it's usually always very beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's really incredible, too.
So anyway, what are the characteristics of Brazilian rosewood? It's sparkly. Shut up, Nick. It's got a very bright, glassy sound. It's got deep, rich lows. I mean, they used it in the first place, not only because it was plentiful, but it just looked and sounded great. So, you know, people have attempted to use it over the years, but like I said, in 1992, it became illegal to harvest Brazilian rosewood. And after that point, whatever existing inventory was out there of Brazilian rosewood, that's all you're going to get.
That's crazy.
Unless it's illegally harvested. But most luthiers, at least the respected ones, will not mess with illegal,
Right, of course, absolutely.
illegally harvested woods.
Wow.
I know.
crazy.
I know our builders, for example. Actually, most builders out there, I think, are into responsible harvesting, against clear cutting. Because they want the business of guitar building to be around for thousands of years. So why would they want to abuse the forests and
Right.
et cetera, et cetera?
Exactly.
So anyway, that's kind of the background on Brazilian rosewood.
Man, that was awesome, man. Very informative too, as well.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
You know, Mike, one of the reasons that the old pre-war Martins are so sought after and expensive and popular is because they actually use Brazilian rosewood as their back and side wood. And you know how great those old Martins sound, right?
Yeah, really amazing.
Yeah, and everybody wants that.
Right.
So way back in the day, the pre-war Martins were all built with Brazilian rosewood back, sides, and most of them had Brazilian rosewood fingerboards as well. So anyway, that's why everybody wants Brazilian rosewood. And you know, if you play one today, a brand new one, as we just did, you hear it, man.
Yeah.
It sounds incredible. It happens to be my favorite tone wood. But you know, everybody's got their own preference. But anyway, so what do you say we try a couple more of the Brazilian rosewoods from some different builders?
I love it, man.
Let's
These
do
were
it.
incredible, man.
Yeah. You know, Mike, the other thing, I don't know if I really harped on it enough, sustain. Brazilian rosewood is known for its sustain. If you pluck a couple chords there and give me a couple harmonics, you're gonna hear it. I mean, it just rings and rings. It's just incredible. The sustain on a Brazilian rosewood guitar, isn't it?
Still going.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man.
All right. So I say we check out a little bit of bourgeois. What do you think?
I love bourgeois.
Let's
Totally
do
down.
it, buddy. All right. Okay, Mike, so we've moved on to bourgeois guitars, all right? And now what we want to do is we want to compare bourgeois to see how their Brazilian rosewood sounds
mahogany.
next to a different tone wood. And in this case, we're dealing with mahogany.
Right.
Mahogany, also a very popular tone wood. And just kind of compare and contrast, see how they differ, you know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Now, this is the LDBO, which is based on Dana's version of the old Gibson LOO. Okay, so it's a small body, great blues guitar, but it's pretty versatile. You can do a lot with it, but small body guitar. This one, 100% mahogany. So it's gonna sound warm. It's got that classic warmth that mahogany is known for. But anyway, like I said, I wanna A-B it with the Brazilian rosewood and see how they stack up against each other. Really let people hear the difference between Brazilian rosewood and other tone woods.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So, okay. So if I just play that GCD. I mean, it sounds bright, it sounds alive,
Very bright.
very glassy sounding.
Yep.
I mean, it's almost not a fair fight, you know, Brazilian rosewood versus mahogany.
I kind of kicked you in the face with
But
this one.
yeah, but then again, it depends what you like. Some people like that warm, rich mahogany tone, right?
Exactly.
So anyway, let's play a couple other chords. So if I play like a D and a G. Oh man, dude. It's just, I mean, you're barely touching the strings and that thing's just vibrant
Boom.
and alive.
Yep.
Yeah. Now let's hear a little soloing there. Go ahead, just play something in D. Two very different guitars, right?
Absolutely, man.
good. But the geometry of the guitar, Mike, it's exactly the same. It's the same body. They're pushing the same amount of air out of that little sound hole, man, but that thing is just in your face. Now, I happen to love the LDBO All Mahogany, though. I think it's an awesome blues guitar. It's super warm, it's super rich, but man, against Brazilian Rosewood, they're just two very different guitars, you know?
Absolutely.
It's got that classic sparkly, glassy, vibrant, alive tone that I just don't think that any other tone wood can deliver other than Brazilian Rosewood, man.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's what I love about this one. It just has, like you had mentioned.
Yeah, it's something, right?
Yeah, man. It's just so amazing.
Let's try it. Let's try something in A minor, see what happens.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a good journey.
Okay, so what do you say? What if we do this? Show me that Rick Turner guitar over there behind you.
Boom.
Now we're not plugged up with this thing, but I just wanted to point this out. They actually do use Brazilian Rosewood on electric guitars as well. Now this one is capped with it, okay? So you've got like, I think this is just like a couple millimeters thick, this cap. It's over mahogany. Now in cases like this with electric guitars, the Brazilian Rosewood doesn't add a ton to the tone of the guitar. In most cases with electric guitars, it's more kind of an aesthetic thing. It's kind of a cosmetic thing. Will it add a little bit of high-end chime to that deep, rich mahogany body that this Rick Turner sports? Maybe a little bit, but again, mostly I think where you're going to see Brazilian Rosewood really shine is in an acoustic guitar. Now, you also find it on fingerboards, as I mentioned. This one is not Brazilian Rosewood, but like I said, the old classic 59 Les Pauls, the old Strats from the pre-CBS era, a lot of Brazilian Rosewood used on those because, people, they love the look, they love the feel, but you do still see Brazilian Rosewood on some electric guitars. It's just pretty rare.
Right.
And I think the reason is that it doesn't really influence the tone quite as much. Now there's people out there who will probably disagree with me on that, but again, I think if you really want to hear the difference of what Brazilian Rosewood does to a guitar, you need to hear it on a flat top acoustic guitar.
Yep.
Or an arch top, whatever.
Yeah.
But you need to hear the wood. You know what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, for sure.
So what do you say, man? You want to play a little bit more?
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I don't know. Do you want to plug into that or what?
Oh, hell no. All right. Don't bump your head, Toby. I think we finally woke him up. Anyway, Mike, so that's it, man. That's the lowdown on Brazilian Rosewood. What do you think, man? Is it worth all the hype? Is it worth all the money? What do you think, man?
I believe so, personally.
Yeah.
I mean, it just has, the best way you described it was that whole sparkly kind of. I don't know. I love the sounding of the Rosewood. It's a really awesome sounding guitar, personally.
Yeah, like I said, is it worth all the money? I don't know, but it sure sounds pretty damn good to me.
Yeah.
I love it. The customers love it. Most of the players out there love it. But hey, I mean, the truth of the matter is you can find a $400 guitar that sounds great sometimes because every piece of wood is different, as you know, Mike.
Right.
So anyway, it's Brendan and Mike and our pal Toby here signing off from the Heartbreaker Guitar showroom. Guys, want to thank you for watching Brazilian Rosewood. Talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks.